Now, winding you up here, Ray, they've started off with, I mean, there's no need to put bottom of the table Arsenal take on Norwich. I mean,
relegation part.
They've just Arsenal take. I'm not reading that. Arsenal take on Norwich at the Emirates tomorrow. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is under some serious pressure after his team failed to score or indeed get a point in their opening 3 matches. Arteta has been speaking to talkSPORT and he told us that the time for excuses has gone. It's past.
Well, 100%, and we don't want to give any excuses. We have tried to explain what happened in previous weeks. You can give all the reasons that you want. If somebody doesn't want to see it, okay, it's up to them. We try to explain things. I think we have been very clear, probably more clear than ever, to try to explain what the club is trying to do, what we are trying to do, and now is to try to do it in the best possible way while everybody's understanding, but knowing that at this club only one thing is acceptable, and is be the best.
Ray, I mean, it's absolutely staggering what's happening at Arsenal. Listen, there were a couple of tough games of that, there is no doubt. Chelsea, Manchester City.
I would have put them on 4 points. I would have done. Yeah. I would have been happy with 4 points.
There you are. I think I didn't expect them to beat Chelsea and didn't expect them to beat City.
Brentford was poor.
That was the one for me, Ray. I just thought the way they lost, I know it can happen, but the way they lost at Brentford, he is under serious pressure.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's realistic. He knows exactly. It's all about results, performances as well. I mean, you know, as soon as Xhaka got sent up against Man City, you're thinking how many they're going to score. If they really wanted to put to the sword, it would have been 7-0. But certainly the Chelsea game, they show signs. You know, they nearly got a point, but they're well away from that top 4 at the moment, and that's where they've got to get back to. And we all argued about under Arsene Wenger, 4th place wasn't good enough. Suddenly, look at them, you know, you're coming 8th and 9th now, which isn't good enough for Arsenal Football Club. So look, he's bought a lot of young players, and they've got to bed into the team.
Well, they get the time though.
That is the big. That is the big. Look, if Norwich, if you're Norwich tomorrow, first 15 minutes, you get right at them, and the crowd. You know, if they score first, Norwich, then it's going to be a totally different atmosphere at the Emirates. You know, you can imagine some supporters getting on their backs a bit. I hope it doesn't happen because, you know, I'm an Arsenal fan. I really want them to do well, but I'm worried that if Norwich do come out the traps really well and get that first goal, it's going to be it's going to be an atmosphere which is not good to play.
I know, we've all been there.
Yeah, of course we've all been there.
It's horrible, absolutely horrible, and that's when you need your men to stand up and take the ball.
Absolutely.
They have been unlucky in the respect that they've had big players out injured, and there's no getting away from it. And I genuinely believe if they get the big players back on the pitch at the same time, they'll improve.
Yes.
I certainly don't think they'll improve it to the level of top 4.
No.
But the signings he has made have been, you can see their signings for the future, but I always think it's a catch-22.
When you're a manager, you don't get time.
Correct. You've got to buy for the now, the
and
immediate.
What happens usually is the crowd get you sacked. I mean, that's what happened to Arsene Wenger. Look, you could argue Arsene Wenger stayed 3 years too long. He should have probably gone after the Chelsea win in the FA Cup. Would have probably been a great time to go out. Look at Sir Alex Ferguson. He knew exactly, you know, when to go out. He won the title. Yeah. I've done, that's me done. Probably Arsene Wenger should have done that, but in the end, no one was turning up at the games. There was only 30,000 there, and the board looked at it and said, "Well, we've got to do something about this." So I'm sure it'd be the same with Mikel Arteta. Look, we all want him. We don't manage to get sacked.
Of course we don't.
We know, and they know when they go. Of course it does. Of course it does. They know when they go into jobs that they're under pressure. Every single manager is under pressure. We all know that. And if you don't get results, they will be looking for someone else. I'm sure behind the scenes as well, they'll have a short list, I should imagine, to say, right, okay. And you know what it's like, Ali, you'd be tapping in, saying, right, okay, would you be available? Would you want the job? It's because some managers won't want the job because it's not an easy job, Arsenal. You know, how much money you got to spend. Say Conte, people have always mentioned Conte. He's going to bring four staff with him. You know, coaches, and it's going to cost a lot of money.
100%.
Look, it might be successful, but it also wants a lot of money to spend to get back to the top 4.
And to be fair to Arteta, you know, he's been given a few quid to spend. But I was talking to Big Al maybe last week or the week before, whatever it was, and it's a kind of strange thing to say, but the way Arsenal are at this moment in time, you look at Liverpool, for example, last time they went through, was it 30 years, never won the title?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying for a minute that Arsenal are going to go 30 years without the title, but I can't believe the actual...
They're well away from the title.
The decline. The decline. And the change that's going to have to take place in Arsenal for them to become title contenders again is monumental.
I think that when they moved from Highbury to the Emirates, it was all about we're moving because we want to be one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
We want to try and compete against Real Madrid at the time,
that.
Barcelona.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think the supporters have gone, well, wait a minute, none of this has happened. I mean, I know the stadium cost lots of money and they had to pay for the stadium. And Arsene Wenger was very loyal at the time because there was reports that he could have gone to Real Madrid and he said, no, I will stay at Arsenal because the bank will lend the money to buy the stadium. But they haven't seen progress, have they? I know they've been very successful in the FA Cup. But, they want to start winning titles again. And 2004 was the last time they won it, the league. So 17 years now, which is a long time. So now they're probably at least 4 or 5 years away at the moment. I mean, if you look at Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, they're all spending money and buying better quality players. So that's what Arsenal have got to try and get back to. And it's going to be hard because we know how competitive the Premier League is. Well, it's going to be really tough.
Absolutely, doesn't it?
If they come fourth, say they come fourth, that is a very successful season for Arsenal.
I think so.
Getting back into Champions League. Can they do it? Probably not this season. If you look at the start they've had.
Yeah, you're looking at Arsenal wanting to prove and clearly, but you tend to forget that everybody else is improving.
But I'm just hoping the supporters tomorrow get right behind them for the first whistle. They got to start on the front foot. There is no more excuses, and Mikel Arteta is certainly right. You've got to get it done on the pitch now.
Yeah.
And it's down to the players. It's up to Mikel Arteta to get the players ready for tomorrow. And then, that's an old saying, as soon as you cross that white line, it's down to the players. You've got to make sure you perform. Everybody does their jobs and they'll probably be better than Norwich. If they don't, then Norwich,
in trouble.
They'll be in trouble.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.